Yeah, let's find our meditative asana. And see the types of thoughts and sensations and imagery that may be going on when the eyes close. And how we experience dukkha or suffering when we say that these thoughts, images, and sensations are me, are mine. When we pick them up and hold them close. We're so lucky that we can be together and support one another. All of us are doing very different things all over the world, but we can come together for 1 hour, 40 minutes, here and there. And no matter what has happened in the last day, hours, week, you can now let yourself rest more in the support of the Sangha, the community. Even if you are watching later, it's the feeling of being together, the feeling of being seen, of being heard, of being listened to, of being cared for, caring for yourself. Start to deepen your breathing. Today we had a request for feeling more the ground, the feet. So support, stability. Just feeling which parts of the body are touching the earth. And as you exhale, pressing them very lightly, firmly into the earth. It's like when you press yourself into a loved one. You gain that support from them just for a moment. So giving your full weight into the earth, pressing into the earth, especially on those more deepening, longer exhalations. So maybe your inhale is about 4 or 5, and your exhale is about 8 or 10. In our practice, it's not that anything changes, we just become more aware. It's not that the earth changes or our feeling of support or, the qualities of our body, mind. Those things go on, but we just become slightly more aware that there is a earth upon which we sit. There is a community within which we practice. There is this body within which I can feel my breath. You can start with our invocations now, bringing your palms together in Anjali Mudra in front of the heart. Om Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Om Ganesh Graha Nakshatra Yogini Rashi Rupinim Devim Mantramayim Naumi Matrikam Pitha Rupinim. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karevavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Relax deeper into yourself as you lay the palms down, Samavritti or Vishamavritti if you choose that longer exhalation to deepen the experience of stability, support, or even inhale, even exhale, both with the touch of Ujjayi. Ujjayi is a very slightly heating pranayama, gives a little bit of heat to the body, but not one in which it feels uncomfortable. So very lightly heating the body, like you have a pot on sim, the lowest heat setting. And slowly the prana, all the processes of the body become fine-tuned. Good. We'll start with 36 rounds of Kapalbhati with the palms face down on the lap. Start to lengthen the back of the neck as you drop the shoulders back and down, supporting the lungs. If you have any of the contraindications, right, you're pregnant, you're on your cycle, any recent abdominal issues or heart issues, please stay away from Kapalbhati instead. You'll just breathe as you are, focusing your attention more at the soft palate and the sense doors in the face. Good. Take a breath in and out to prepare. And then with your next breath in, moving up the central tube of the spine to the soft palate, the roof of the mouth. Hovering your mind there as you hold the breath, draw up Mula Bandha, and then begin. Forceful exhale, passive release on the inhale, 36 rounds. Relax and release when you're done. Be sure to soften the lower abdomen. And then we'll do 36 more rounds, but this time maybe taking the arms up. So in one of the two positions, you can inhale, take the arms up, reaching them up, or interlacing the fingers, flipping the palms, or bending at the elbows and touching opposite shoulders behind you. Right. So choosing your hand position. Your hands can even be in a goalpost position in case you have any shoulder or neck issues. Take a breath or two to just become used to the posture. Breathing in and out. Seeing if you can take full breaths here. And then with your next inhale, rising up to the soft palate, lightly holding the breath as you draw Mula Bandha to create that support of the container in the base and beginning up to 36 rounds Kapalbhati or just breathing normally. Take your time to release. Yeah. Reestablish your gentle inward breath and gentle outward breath in Samavritti. And then opening the eyes, let's come to all fours. Hands and knees for some Ganesh Mudra, waking up the base of our body. Yeah. So let yourself be feeling that softness and stability in the arms, in the knees, fingers together maybe, but right, bring your weight further forward to the finger pads or the roots of the fingers so that you're not jamming your wrists. And then walk your hands slightly forward of your shoulders, not directly under. You can tuck your toes for more support. We're just going to begin to rotate the hips. So as you exhale, move the hips to the right and back. And as you inhale, to the left and forward. It can be small movements first. Good. So if you concentrate too hard, what tends to happen is that the neck and head stiffen. So let yourself be in the bodily movement rather than the mental concentration on how to do the movement, and let the neck and head join the party. Yeah. Right, so maybe you can find yourself coming forward almost to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana and back towards Balasana. So exploring that full range of movement. Good. And then the direction changes. Let's focus a little bit more now in these last few rounds on the longer, deeper exhalation. So hearing the breath really come out of the body as you exhale the hips back towards the heels. Yeah, waking up the spine, especially in the sacral region. Good. Next time you exhale, let's settle back into Balasana. Either Uttita, your arms extended, or your arms maybe elbows bent, or your hands by the sides of your head, however you like. And then let the shoulder region, upper back region round deeply. I like to imagine like a shawl or a blanket covering my backside to assist this deep rounding in my back. Good. With your next inhalation, gently rise, walking the hands forward of the shoulders. And then as you exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. For some of you, it's morning time, so you can have the bend in the knees. Right? Just feeling the length of your limbs. That's what Adho Mukha Svanasana is really wonderful for. So feel like your arms start in your tummy, and that's where your legs start also. So you're really energizing from the center of your abdomen. Very nice. Now, as you inhale, let's come forward into high chaturanga, your what we call plank pose. Good. If possible, feet together behind you. And then as you exhale, lower the knees to the ground. Relax the tops of the toes. Inhale, bring the heart slightly forward. And then we're just going to move up and down, building a little bit of upper body strength, the nadis in the upper body, the energy channels. As you exhale, gently bend your elbows. Keep the upper arms by the sides of the body, gazing forward. As you inhale, gently press up. So it doesn't have to be this huge movement where your upper body is parallel with the ground. Enough that's sustainable. Continue, maybe 5 times. A place where it's easy and also challenging, just getting right to the edge of challenge. feeling how the shoulder joints feel how the scapula feel. And then maybe on that fifth exhalation, you lower all the way down onto the belly and chest. Hands are by the sides, right, of your chest in readiness, preparation for Bhujangasana. Bring the legs together firmly behind you like one long spine. So the tips of the toes are the edge of your spine today. And the crown of the head is the top of the spine in the serpent shape. Good. Let the breathing relax. Feel the rise and fall of belly against the press of earth. And then inhale, starting the lift, not from the face, not from the chest, but feeling the energy bubbling up from the abdomen, rising up. And then the physical movement is the chest and the face. As you breathe in, you rise. And then as you breathe out, it starts to descend back and collect back into the abdomen. Let's do that 3 times. Keep the legs strong, energized, awake. Good. One more time. And then as you exhale, you can rest in Makarasana, crocodile pose, separating the legs, holding opposite upper arms and forehead to the forearms, or just any position of rest on your abdomen, please. Feel the heart rate. If the heart is beating fast, catch your breath. Good. Maybe even let the breath go as the whole back of the body sinks to the front of the body, to the earth. Now with your next inhalation, start to deepen your breathing again. Samavritti, hearing the ujjayi, the sound of the breath. And then with your following exhalation, maybe bring the legs together again behind you. Legs are long. As you inhale, reach the right arm forward and then left arm down by the side of the body and curl the left fingers in a very light fist. Very light. You're not clenching the fingers, very light fist. Forehead to the ground. Right, slide the shoulder blades down the back, feeling their support. Forehead or chin to the ground. We're going to start to move diagonally across the body, pointing through the toes, keeping the right leg down on the ground as an anchor, and the left shoulder down on the ground as an anchor. We're going to lift the right arm and the left leg 3 times. So inhale, gently rising from the abdomen. From the abdomen, the leg lifts. From the abdomen, the right arm lifts. Right arm, left leg. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Chin or forehead to the ground, or nose. And again, slow inhalation, rise to your capacity. Slow exhalation, descending. Now slow inhalation, rising. And then staying if possible. If it's not possible, take that right palm on the ground to support you even more. And that might help that back leg to lift. Good. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Breath might be shortened here. It's normal, natural. We're not superhuman. Just learning our capacity. Good. And then exhale, swing the right arm around to the side of the body, left leg down, head to the side. Just rest, please. Relax your fingers. There's no actually right way or correct way or perfect way to do this asana, right? It's not this is first, this is second, or it's really what is necessary for your experience. What experience are you trying to have? What experience does this movement of the back body do for you? What does it make happen in your mind and your sensations in your body? Good. Now bringing the forehead or chin back to the ground. This time we'll move in the opposite diagonal. As you inhale, sweep the left arm forward, arm by the side of the head, palm face down. The right fingers curl lightly in, forehead down, and then slide the shoulder blades away from the ears. Collect the legs towards one another. Now as we breathe in, it will be your left arm and your right leg, right? So inhale when you're ready. Bring the arm up, face up, and that right leg. Try to keep the head in line with the arm. As you exhale, slowly lower down. Please move at the pace of your own breath so that you're not holding the breath. There are times to hold the breath, but not now. And whenever you come up to that third inhalation, you'll hold for about 2 to 3 breaths with either the left palm down or the left palm elevated above the ground. Right leg also lifting. Remember, the root of the arm, the root of the leg is the center of the abdomen. That's where the attention is, that's where the focus is, that's also where the stability is. Whenever you need to come down, come down. Otherwise, one more breath and the following exhalation. Relax as you sweep the left arm down by the side of the body. Head can turn to the opposite side and rest. Relax your legs, your heels away from one another. With your next exhalation, take the hands by the sides of the chest, press up, breathe in, and then breathe out, either Balasana 3 breaths or Adho Mukha Svanasana 3 breaths. Child's pose or downward facing dog. Wherever the breath can flow in a stable way, please. Now the maybe abdomen is more free in Adho Mukha Svanasana and Balasana. You still have the pressure of the belly against the thighs. Those of you in Balasana, please join us in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. With your next exhalation, bending your knees, gazing forward, stepping or hopping, Utkatasana, front of your mat. Squatting down deep, rounding the upper back, head is down, hands are down. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. Some of us, the heels will be highly up off of the ground. Some people have their heels on the ground. Doesn't matter. Just feeling the collection of the legs towards one another. Good. With your next inhalation, slide your hands back in line with the toes, lengthen the legs and fold over them. Uttanasana, forward fold. If you're looking at your toes, your neck spine is not extending. So look between the legs. And any type of forward folding is assisted by longer exhalation and emptying of breath from the abdomen. Good. Depending on your lower back today, maybe your hands come to the hips to rise up or interlace the fingers, press the palms down, and then reach out and up as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, arms down by the sides of the body, finally standing, Tadasana. Feet firm on the ground. Yeah. Let's open up the base of the hips and the lower back. Ardha Uttanasana. As you inhale, take the arms up. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up. As you exhale, come halfway down. Bring the hips back, palms forward. If it's difficult with the arms in this position, hands to the heart or to the hips. Press into the heel bones. Inhale, extend out through the side ribs and rise up. Arc the upper back at the peak, slight back bend. Now Kagasana, as you exhale, same movement, but take the arms out to the sides in the giant bird wings. Come halfway down. As you inhale, reach the arms forward, interlace and rise up. Arc the upper back, gaze up. Exhale now, take the hands behind you, hold opposite wrists, elbows, or Prishta Anjali, reverse Namaste in the mid-spine. Take a breath here, soften your shoulders down, stabilize your legs. Remember, the legs seam together like one long spine. Good. Now, whatever the hands are touching in the back of the body, inhale, press them into the back of the body, arc the upper back, gaze up. And then as you exhale, turn the chin down, fold halfway down, bending the knees as much as you need to. Let's stay here, breathing in and breathing out, feeling the spinal curve behind you. As you breathe in now, rise all the way up, arc the upper back at the peak, gaze up. And then as you breathe out, this time we'll come into full Uttanasana without the support of the hands, all the way down, 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 down. 3 breaths. Arms behind the back. You can always change the hand position. Legs are pressing against the ground. Good. With your next inhalation, feel the front body lengthening, becoming parallel with the ground, and then rising up. Arc the upper back at the peak. Gaze up. And then as you exhale, Samastitihi or Tadasana, mountain pose. Relax your breathing, feel your heart rate. Now soften all the joints in your body. So it's not a stiff Tadasana, but one in which we can feel the prana flowing more aptly through the joints. Don't force a deep breath. If the heart is beating fast, let the breath go. Good. Start to blink the eyes open if they were closed. Step to the long edge or the middle of the long edge of your mat, please. Yeah. As you inhale, you'll take your arms out to the sides. We'll jump at the peak of the inhale. Holding the breath in, soften the knees, either step the feet or hop the feet apart. Yeah, good. Exhale here. As you inhale, take the arms up, lifting the waist, flipping the palms if you like, or just have the palms reaching towards one another. And then exhale, turn your hips towards the right. Yeah, I'm going to move into the pyramid pose. So if you're here and you don't feel stable, that's when you widen your stance, no problem. And you can even have blocks on either side of your foot, your right foot. Good. Now just stabilize here, especially the back leg. So what you're doing then is lengthening the back of your left knee. Yeah, so it's not hanging in space. Feel your feet spongy against the ground. As you inhale, arc the upper back, gaze up. As you exhale, we'll just come halfway down, like someone is holding your hips and pressing your hips back, coming halfway over the extended right leg. Hands can be at the hips, no problem. Inhale, use the back leg, rise up. Both legs are straight, relatively. As you exhale again, lengthen the back of the neck, coming halfway down. Inhale, slowly rise up. Body wants to release. We'll let it do that now. As you exhale now, separate your hands, gaze down, reach out through the halfway position, and then drop the arms from the shoulders anywhere on the leg as the head comes towards the thigh or the knee or the shin, or fingertips at the sides of the foot. Stay here 3 breaths. Limbs are long here, but the origination of the energy is from the center of the abdomen. Soften the front knee as much as you need to. Good. Now press into the back foot, either hands to the hips or interlace the palms, extend out, arms in line with the head, then rise up. Good. As you exhale, sweep the arms behind you, hold opposite wrists, elbows, or Prishta Anjali, reverse Namaste behind you. Just have the hands touching behind the back somewhere. Take an exhale to roll the shoulders down. Inhale, lift the breastbone, lift the gaze up. And then exhale, turn the chin down, gaze where you're going. Coming all the way down into the Nirlamba variation. The variation without support of hands, but full support of feet and earth. Maybe 2 breaths. That left hip comes forward slightly, right hip back. So the pelvis is stable. Same with the shoulders. Good. And then we won't stay beyond the body's limit. Inhale, rise. As you exhale, take the hands to the hips and turn back to center. Toes out, heels in. Legs are a comfortable distance apart where they feel stable on the ground. Close your eyes. Bring your mind to the pranasthana, place of prana deep in the heart center, and then let your breath go. Let your heart rate settle. As you wait and learn to rest in between, you increase the capacity of your body and mind. You build a stronger container to hold the posture, hold the breath. Good. Now, if you are ready, start to deepen your breathing. If you're not ready, continue and wait. You can always join us later as you inhale. Take the arms out and up. Flip the palms. As you exhale, turn the hips to the left. The feet will naturally adjust themselves. If both the hips are facing the left side, you look and you say, oh yeah, the feet are doing exactly what they need to do. Walk the right foot out to the side if you need more support. Bring the blocks to the left foot if you need the blocks. Good. First, the Ardha variation, half variation. As you inhale, arc the upper back, press deeply into the back right heel. As you exhale, keep the pressure in the back leg. As you bring the hips back, arms forward, halfway down. Inhale, slowly rise up. Again, your movement can be faster or slower than mine. Arcing the upper back, gazing up. Lengthening the back of the neck as you come halfway down. Let the body get used to the movement. Inhale, now rise up. Separate the hands, gaze up. And then turn the gaze down as you fold all the way, either hands on the leg, against the ground, or against the blocks. Another nice option is hands against a wall to help lengthen the spine. Turn the chin in towards the notch of the throat, Jalandhara Bandha. And see how forward folds are conducive to this long exhalation. Soften the shoulders. You can even move them around a bit. Good. Now use the back foot as an anchor. Hands to the hips or inhale, interlace. Extend the arms out by the sides of the head, then rise up. Arc the upper back. As you exhale, sweep the hands behind you, holding opposite wrists, elbows, or reverse namaste, Prishta Anjali. Take a breath here to settle the shoulders, to deepen the press of the feet against the ground. And then inhale, arc the upper back, gaze up. As you exhale, now fold over the extended left leg. 2 breaths about. Upper back is rounding. Neck is releasing. Gravity is helping the spine to unwind, unkink. Feel the air circulating at the soft palate region. And then press into the back right foot. Inhale, extend out and rise up. As you exhale, hands come to the hips. Turn back to center. Yeah, take your time, please. And then rest your mind, rest your breath. Right, let's come into actually full body rest. So step forward to the front of your mat. As you inhale, bring the arms forward in line with the shoulders. And as you exhale, you know you're making your way down to Shavasana. So you're squatting down, 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 down. Maybe to full Utkatasana. You can practice a little balance here if you prefer before coming down to Shavasana. If you're tired, just lay down on your back in Shavasana. Bring your shoulders back now, knees forward. Lift the heels higher. Fix your point to a gaze. And then steady your breathing. Good. And then next exhalation, arms sweep back behind you to help the hips down. Kick out the legs, arms out by the sides. Rest completely. Let the breath go, please. No more control of breathing. Nice to feel the heart in the back of the body against the ground. Boom, boom, boom. Until we rest in Shavasana in between the asanas and classes or in our own practice, we don't recognize how valuable it is to recover, to not push the limbs beyond their capacity, and to collect the support from underneath us. Good. Now go ahead, please start to deepen your breathing. Samavriti with Ujjayi. As you deepen your breathing, your body arranges itself in Suptasana. The legs come together long. On the mat, the arms come down by the sides of the body, shoulders tuck in, back of the neck extends, toes are pointing or flexing. Let's take a few rounds of breath here towards Tadaka Mudra, towards that deep pond in the belly. So breathing in when you're ready, and then longer, deeper exhalation. Feel the low back spine press towards the ground. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Empty the abdomen at the end of your exhalation. Maybe drop Mula Bandha, and then relax and breathe in. Just spend a few breaths again, lengthening your exhalation, feeling the deep well in the center of your being. Exploring that for a pause before you relax and breathe in again. Good. Now your next inhalation, press your palms and elbows firmly into the ground. And then as you breathe in, rise up to a seat, Dandasana, please. Good. Next exhalation, bend your right knee towards you and then open the right knee out to the right side. Good. Bring the heel towards the perineum. We'll do Janu Shirshasana. If you need a support to sit upon, sit on a blanket or a cushion so that your lower back is not rounding. Good. Now take the fingertips along either side of the front leg. And then as you exhale, really press that right knee down and extend those left toes towards your nose. Inhale, take the arms up, chin is down. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up. Lift the entire waist. And then as you exhale, start to lean forward over the extended left leg. You're not coming down yet. Inhale to rise. Feel what it's like to lift the ribs, lift the gaze, and then exhale, folding. One more time, inhale to rise. If you find that your leg is shaking, that means maybe you need a bend in the front knee. Exhale, fold. This time, let go of the hands. Hold the shin, ankle, foot, or the ground. As you let your head come down, close your eyes. 5 long, deep breaths now. Lengthening the exhalation. Janu Shirshasana is a preparation for Mahamudra, where we drop all 3 bandhas. But first, let yourself become comfortable with that process. So much of the time when I practice asana, it's like I just feel like my whole life I'm just preparing for something. I'm not actually at the goal or at the destination, always in preparation. Feel which nostril is more open and which is more blocked. Good. With your next inhalation, interlace the fingers, press the palms away from you, rise up. We'll come into an open twist here. As you exhale, take the arms out to the sides, turn to the right. Take the left hand to the inside of the left leg or foot. Take the right arm behind the back, holding the back of the body or reaching towards the outer left hip. Good. I'm going to pull back slightly. Take that right shoulder behind you as you exhale, maybe even turning the gaze to look beyond that right shoulder. Again, you don't have to hold the foot. You can hold anywhere along the leg to feel now the twist of the spine. Beautiful. I like to visualize what my internal organs are doing, right? They're moving around the central column of the spine and really enjoying themselves. Good. Now, as you inhale, slowly release your grip. Take your hands behind you, lean back. Your fingertips are facing your hips, Pratikriya counter pose. Point your toes, your left toes away from you. And then with your next breath in, lift the hips, relax the back of the head. One breath, just stay here. Good. And then your next exhalation, as the hips come down, stretch out your right leg back to Dandasana, hands by the sides of the hips. Good. This time the left knee comes in as close to the body as you can bring it. Slide the heel towards the perineum, right leg extends. Slight turning of your waist towards the extended right leg, pressing the left foot or left outer thigh down. Inhale, bring the arms up. Interlace if you wish. And then exhale. Chin is in that nice Jalandhara Bandha as you come down. Inhale to rise. It's always nice to spend a few vinyasas moving in a special way with your breath back and forth. Right? That's really the meaning of vinyasa. V means special and nyasa is to place. So placing your mind in a special way with the breath, within the body sensations. And then finally, finding a rest pose in Janu Shirshasana. So hands anywhere on the leg, sides of the leg, on the foot. If my shoulders start to touch the bottoms of my ears, I know that perhaps I'm trying way too hard and I'm losing the connection of my mind to the Manipura chakra, the center of my being. But deepening the exhalations. Some of you practice bandhas here, that's fine. Don't force yourself. Good. When we move in asana, right, the movement is collected within the bookmark of the breath. So you'll always start to breathe and then start the movement, end the movement, and then end the breath, right? So that the movement is contained within the breath. So as you breathe and now start your inhalation, then interlace the fingers, rise up. You'll find yourself upright and then the inhale will end. As you exhale, start the breath and then turn the body to the left. Reach that right arm to the inside of the right leg, left arm behind you, settling into the pose and then ending the exhalation. Good. And then with your next breath in, feeling that rotation of the left lung, maybe the head and neck. Please don't pull too hard. Yeah. Right? So twisting to the left towards the bent knee and gazing behind you. Yeah, so don't hold the foot, hold the inside of the right leg and use that as an anchor to rotate the spine. If you reach for the foot, you'll find that maybe you compress the internal organs too much and you won't really enjoy the twisting sensation of the spine from the base of the sacrum to the very top of the neck. Good. Very nice. And then you'll inhale, unwind the whole complex of your upper body. As you exhale, lean back into your hands behind you, fingertips facing the hips, point the right toes down. And then as you inhale, pratikriya, counter pose, head can be stable, looking down the body or looking upwards. A breath or two here. Good. And then slow exhalation as the hips come down, the left leg extends out, Dandasana. Reach forward, hold the backs of the knees, lean back, pull the knees in towards you, open the knees out to the side, soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana, or if the heels are touching the perineum, Bhadrasana. We won't be forward folding here. Spine is upright. If you like to explore a little range of movement, you can take your hands behind you, lift your hips and just rock forward and back and see if your hips can come a little bit closer or if they need to move further. And then settle down, holding the ankles, the shins, or around the toes. Now there is a strong Jalandhara Bandha here. That means the back of the neck is very, very long. Let's do some Samikarana pranayama or spinal breathing, Sushumna breathing, breathing up and down that central river of the spine. As you breathe in, your mind moves upwards. As you breathe out, your mind moves downwards. It is our highway of light. I like to imagine it like a rainbow bridge. However it is that you see, feel, or sense it. Let the breath be more quiet now, maybe even not an active ujjayi, but just the subtle essence of the ujjayi, the essence of the sound and sensation of the breath. Good. And then as you exhale, relax your grip, cross your ankles, Sukhasana. Just sit for a moment in a meditative way. Assess your whole body energies from the top to the bottom. And for this last position, I actually would like to let you choose. What is the last one or two things I would like to do for my body? Is it in a strong back bend like Dhanurasana, or an inversion like Sarvangasana, or a twist on my back? Just first be in a meditative way and look at your body. Ask it what it requires and then move in that direction. And if it just wants to sit quietly, it can sit quietly before we enter into Shavasana. So you see, everybody is different. And together we are all practicing, but doing a unique constellation. Some are seated upright, some are in Adho Mukha Svanasana, some are in Sarvangasana. Everyone is doing what the body needs. Good. And take the next minute or so to come out of the posture and into a rest. If you're seated upright and you feel very balanced, you can remain upright. Or if you feel as though my body feels really rested, I can just sit in meditation now. You're welcome to do that. Otherwise, come and lay down into Shavasana. Remember, the purpose of our asana is tato dvandva anibhigataha, which means to reduce the pairs of opposites. so that the mind isn't bouncing, but can now stabilize either in rest in Shavasana or upright in your meditative posture. And the other qualities of the mind can be given space and time. The qualities of wisdom, illumination, insight, intuition. Let's take a breath all the way down to the tips of the toes, feeling the tips of the toes, especially the big toes. Our mind moves like the wind across the feet to the ankles, blowing upwards to the shins and calves, knees, thighs, roots of the hip joints, sitting deeper or settling your pelvis deeper into the ground, pelvic floor, the lower openings of the body, center of the pelvis, relaxing the abdomen, center of the gut, heart, from the heart out through the arms and fingers, relaxing even more now. Up the arms to the throat, up the throat to the root of the tongue. Maybe you find yourself swallowing, roof of the mouth, bridge of the nose, across the eyes, across the forehead, to the center of the skull, and then to the very top of your being, Sahasrara Chakra. And like you are standing at the peak of the mountain, observing everything happening around you, below you, above you. Watching your body, meditating, resting, maybe even sleeping. Good. For those of you in Shavasana, if you choose to, feel those gentle sensations at the top of the head, awakening you and maybe lifting you up to a seated position. If you feel as though you need more rest, then take it. To end our time together, we'll practice a few rounds of Brahmari, bee's breath, with Shanmukhi Mudra, with closing the sense doors. So 5 rounds of Brahmari. Remember, Brahmari is the exhalation with the humming sound. Bringing your arms up, Plugging the ears with your thumbs, next two fingers lightly over the eyes. Ring fingers to the corners of the nose, nostrils, and pinky fingers to the corners of the lips. Now take 5 rounds of breath in Brahmari, focusing either at the heart center or the center of the head. Go ahead. And when you're done, you'll bring your arms down in a meditative way. Plug the ears, begin. 5 rounds of Brahmari. Feeling the remainder of that imprint, the inner vibration, or nada, the sound of your innermost being. And bring the palms together if you wish at the heart center. And now the outward expression of Brahmari and Om. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. As you exhale, surrender your body, surrender the fruits of your practice back to all beings for the benefit of all, the benefit of the earth. Inhaling to rise, gently opening the eyes if you'd like to rub the palms together. And then heat the eyes first to the face before you open, doing that. Yeah, waking up now. Let's take a moment, not looking directly at the screen, but somewhere in front of you at one object. And let's just take a moment to reflect upon what we learned in our practice today. This is a practice called Smriti Sadhana. Smriti is to remember. Sadhana is our practice. So going back in time from now to the very beginning and just seeing and experiencing again, what is it that I received, that I remembered, that it came up, and whatever is helpful, holding it with you, and whatever is not, releasing it outwards. Good. And then coming back. Good. Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Take good care. Did you learn anything?